So I'm on this roller coaster going up to the top, just about to get to the edge where you go over the edge and plummet to your imagined death. And the roller coaster stopped. And they didn't say why, it just stopped, and everyone was kind of looking around. And I looked down inside the amusement park, and it appeared that everybody was like running or to escape. They were just like running, and they had their kids, and they were pulling kids like away from whatever they were doing, and people were just like running, and people in the roller coaster started to freak out because nobody was saying what was going on. And a few people pulled their phones out and were trying to figure out what was happening, but nobody knew what was happening. So we started to climb down, and I was like the last person to climb down because I'm really terrified of heights, and I'm thinking there's no goddamn way I'm climbing out of this thing and climb down there. But then when I was like the last one, I guess my fear of being left alone for whatever catastrophe was coming overpowered my fear of heights. So I climbed out and climbed down the roller coaster onto the ground. I was walking around the amusement park, and by that time everybody had left, and I was the only one in there. And I got to this one like hot dog stand, and they had all the food in the back, so I figured, what the hell, man, might as well make myself a hot dog while I'm waiting for whatever goddamn disaster to hit. And so the waitress comes over in the restaurant that I was at and said, are you ready to order? And I said, yeah, sure, I've been here before. And I didn't notice that waitress before, and I was a regular, so I kind of knew my regular order. And I was reading the paper, and she kind of knew I was reading the paper, so she didn't come bother me. And I was reading the paper with the story about a guy who invented this machine in his garage that pulled some kind of ions from the air, and it was almost like a near perfect perpetual energy motion machine. I mean, it used like about 1/2 of an ampere of a current of electricity to keep it going. So you put a battery in there, but it would generate like a massive amount of energy. It just needed that. You couldn't set it up so it was like a feedback loop. I mean, the energy out of the machine couldn't be fed back into it for some reason. So it needed to have a separate power source. But when you put in like a little bit of energy, you got out like a million times more. So it was, I mean, theoretically, I guess you could take the output of this machine and use it to charge batteries, and then use those batteries to replace the original battery. But eventually the government found out about the guy. They came to his house in the middle of the night and they killed him, and so no one was able to find out about that energy machine. And they made the newspaper retract the story and say that they just made it up. And they made an apology, and they said that we're really sorry for making up these incredible stories that make no sense. Sometimes we do them for fun, and sometimes people actually believe them, but none of this is really true. This is all just a figment of some crazy man's imagination. Sorry for wasting your time.